Welcome back to Color Me Impressed. I'm Emily, and it's been a really long time since I've been able to check in with everyone. So I kind of took the summer off unofficially. I was moving and I kind of lost a little bit of my coloring inspiration. I was dealing with a little bit of anxiety here and there and wasn't quite up to getting on video, but I've really had a lot of renewed energy to start reconnecting with everyone in the coloring community. So I decided I would like to share my completed pages for the last 5 months. So the last video I posted was about 3 months ago, but I wasn't really coloring enough to do completed pages before then. So what I'm about to share with you is all of my completed pages for May, June, July, August, and last month, September. So I think I have a decent amount for me, and I would like to jump right in with Romantic Country, the First Tale by Eerie. Okay, so I had a few different whips in this book that I just wanted to call done. This particular page was one I have been working on for several months. It's not really detailed at all, for Eerie anyways. And I just found myself doing little bits here and there when I was chatting on the phone or watching TV. So little by little, I got this done in chunks. I think I just did, all the baskets that looked the same, stopped, then did all the sacks of flour that looked the same and stopped. So I was really picking it up every so often, and I finally decided that I just wanted to be done with this page. I think it looks really cute, but I'm sure there could be other shading I could do or adding some gel pen accents, but I'm kind of over this page and I would like to just call it completed. So that's what I'm going to do. I did this entirely with polychromos. I think I pretty much just kept the same 10 or so colors and just went at it with those. I didn't do too much in terms of the color palette. Nothing fancy, but it was fun to get a lot of pencil work done since I had not been doing as much as of late. So that's about it. I didn't do anything with the background. I just left it plain because I thought it might be too busy if I did a background. And let's be honest, I was a little lazy. So finally calling this whip done. I also have this beautiful page of the little girl sitting in front of the castle, or maybe that's a church. This was actually a buddy color with my lovely friend Amanda. She's over on Instagram at downeyamanda. And I actually did a lot of the larger spaces in watercolor. So I'm still really learning watercolor. I got a beautiful set of watercolors from Dani Buttons for my birthday this year, and I've been slowly playing around with them. Still learning, but I did have a lot of fun kind of creating this warm background. I know it's not really like a sky, but I just thought it was something fun and different than your typical blue. And then I did all of the greenery in watercolor as well, along with the tree trunk. Everything else that's colored in was done with polychromos. I think I did just a touch of jelly roll glaze on some of the items in here just to kick it up a little bit. But yeah, just pretty basic. I didn't even really go in and shade too much because the watercolor always gives that really cool marbled effect where it's dark in some areas and light in the others, so I didn't really feel the need. But yeah, I really like this page, and it was really fun to do that as a buddy color with Amanda. So those are both from Romantic Country, The First Tale by Eerie. Okay, so next up, I have quite a few pages from Yupikoye. I also want to specify, I cannot remember for the life of me when I did any of these pages except the September ones. So these are all kind of out of order. I have done them sometime in the last 5 months. But the pages in Yupikoye Volume 1, and then I also have Volume 2 coming up, those were for the Dani Buttons Coloring Scavenger Hunt, the most recent one that she did. I decided to do them all in the Yupikoye books because I love them so much and I want to get more done in these. So let's see what we got here. forecast fun. So for these Yupikoye pages, I used exclusively Bic Intensity markers, both the fine point and extra fine, I think it's what it's called. So with these pages, I kind of use the color test to limit my color palette because otherwise I go crazy. And it's just fun. I have a limited amount of Bic intensities anyways, so it's kind of a cool challenge to figure out, you know what? I'm looking at this and this is so not done. How embarrassing. Okay, this will be, oh, there's like a fruit fly. This will be completed in October. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, this page is actually completed. It's Baking Buddies. I wanted to do a very limited palette with just blues, browns, and silver. So that's kind of what I did. I was trying to use the metallic Bic intensities, which are always kind of iffy. They tend to pull up the paper, but I was able to do a little bit with those, and then I did the rest of the silver in my, I want to say it's my Jelly Roll Stardust. I think that's what it was. So I think this color palette, at first I was kind of nervous about it, but for the most part, I think it turned out pretty well. The little KitchenAid stand mixers are actually the metallic Bic intensity, in case you can't see that on the camera. But yeah, that was a really fun one to do. Unfortunately, I don't remember what the scavenger hunt prompt was that fulfilled, but. Moving right along, we have Crafting Cute. For this, I kind of wanted to stick to like primary colors, but also those secondary colors as well. Just your basic kind of Crayola colors that you use when you're a kid. I thought that would look really cute on this page. Yeah, I pretty much just did the little paint palette and just continued those colors out. I had a really good time with this one, and I don't usually leave things white, so that was a challenge for me, but I think it turned out really nicely. I had so much fun with this page. I still remember doing it, and it was just such a blast. I did have some challenges with this one because there's so much brown and yellow foods that I kind of had to get creative. Got a little pistachio ice cream action going on. The pizza, I kind of just did a little outline, still with my Bic intensities. Yeah, you can kind of see it did go off the rails. And you know why? Probably because I didn't do my little color palette up here. So important note there. Try to do a color palette. But I still think it was pretty cute. I tried to do a little bit of blending, I guess. You know what? It's actually probably more layering. I would put one color down and then another color over to create a slightly different effect, just because my colors of Bic intensity are so limited. You can see how well that turned out. Yeah. But it's still fun to try to experiment with that type of stuff. And I think I just have a little bit of Jelly Roll gel pen accent as well. So those are all the pages I completed in Yupikoye Volume 1, except for my Shame, which I'm putting aside to complete in October. Now we have Yupikoye Volume 2. This was a birthday gift from Danielle at Dani Buttons, and I completed just, I think just one page in here. All these numbers are the ones that I still want to complete. And of course, I did the birthday cake page. I actually did this for a giveaway that Danielle was doing with Dani Banani of Fun Usual Suspects. So this was fun. Obviously, I got it for my birthday. I colored this on my birthday, so it meant a lot to me. And again, I still think the color palette is just really wacky, but I think it kind of works for the whimsical theme of this picture. So I pretty much just went like that pastel neon blend. I think pastels and neons are opposites, but you get my point. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I want to thank Danielle again for getting this book for me. All right, so next up, I have a page out of Whimsical Girls by Jane Davenport. If you remember, this is the book that has just a whole bunch of different paper types and illustrations that you can experiment with. So in that vein, I actually did my very first go at watercolors. This was the very first thing I did when I received my first watercolor set. Kind of wanted to create that really marbled galaxy sky look. So I kind of just went at it with the purples and blues and a little bit of pink. And I think it turned out really cute. This is on watercolor paper, but it is even kind of crinkly for watercolor paper. So I know I used too much water. It wasn't as successful. You can tell I started off in this corner. That's why it's so odd looking, a little bit more saturated. But overall, I had a really good time with this. Everything is in watercolor, including the skin, the dress, the moon, and I believe I left her hair white, if I'm not mistaken. And then I did all the rest of the white that you see, like the dots on her dress, the stars in the sky, and some of the silver beading. I did that all with gel pen. I also, you know what? I think her hair is actually glitter. That's what it is. So really wanted to create this ethereal effect, and it was a whole lot of fun experimenting with watercolors, and I think I can only improve from here. So it was very fun. Okay, I have quite a few done in Whimsy Girls Holidays by Hannah Lynn. I think I was just trying to get one of these done every month for a few months, then I stopped. So the first one I did was this really pretty bride. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I don't usually do light skin with dark hair, like black hair and blue eyes. It's not a combo I typically go to, but I just find it so pretty. For this, I just used Cali art markers for the background elements, and I actually left her dress and veil white. I didn't color anything at all, but I did go back with gel pen to accentuate the line work that was already there. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I also went through her hair with gel pen as well. Maybe a teensy bit of pencil work in the eyes. And then all of the flowers are glitter. I was really feeling the glitter. So I had a whole lot of fun with this one. Not too complicated. And I think it turned out good. For the 4th of July, I did this page. This one was interesting because I did the girl first, thought she turned out really cute. And then for the sky, I did a really dark blue with my Cali arts, and it actually went over a lot. I thought the black line work was going to show through, and it ended up being that the marker was too opaque. So I didn't really see a whole lot of the lines. I tried to leave them a little bit more. I tried to go around some of these. Let me see if it's in the background. No, but you can kind of see like a little example of what I was kind of leaving a little bit of white with so that I can go back over with my glitter markers. So kind of threw a wrench in things. I ended up just, some of these, just doing what I thought it would look like. But I still think it turned out really cute. Really wanted to have fun with the glitter for the fireworks. If you're gonna go all out, might as well be for fireworks, right? So yeah, I had a good time with that one. And then lastly, I did this page. I guess this must have been back for my birthday in May, so we're kind of skipping around here. But I actually was watching, oh my goodness. I think I was watching Pencil Stash's video of her coloring in a Joanna Basford book. And she did this color scheme that I thought was so cool. It was like pink, yellow, green, and a teal color. And I was just so inspired by that. So I ended up repurposing it for this page. Tried to color her very similar to what I look like. And yeah, it was pretty much just with Cali arts. And then I did just a touch of gel pen here and there. So it was very fun kind of getting inspired by a color palette from another colorist and using it on this page. So again, those were all from Whimsy Girls Holidays by Hannah Lynn. So I received this book as a gift from the lovely Lauren at Lauren Loves Color. This is Women's World by Kira Shurzhneva, and this was my first Color by Colors book. I absolutely fell in love. So I did a whole bunch. Did this cute Scottish girl, and this book, if you remember, or if you're familiar, has the country name on the opposite page. So I was doing all of these with my Tau Tree markers. Got this English lady. Brazil. And I just love how vibrant these colors are. Ukraine. And finally, Morocco. So yeah, for these pages, I was trying to do a slightly lighter shade of the colors on the color key because I wanted the outlines that you see on these pages to kind of be still present in the finished piece. So I don't know if I was super successful with that, since we all know I'm a little iffy on color matching, especially for skin tones, but you'll see it somewhere like in the leaves, for instance. So that's kind of my strategy with these books, but I absolutely love these and I can't wait to color more in this particular one. Next up, we have New Fashion Princesses by Demeta Victoria. This was a birthday gift from my beautiful friend Angelina. She's at DreamCloud51 over on Instagram, so please go check her out. She always makes me mad when her coloring is perfect, but that shouldn't deter you from following her. So we did this page together. You know what, actually, we didn't do this page together. We did each other's favorite princesses, but we had to guess based on just one clue we gave each other. Can't remember what her clue was to me. I think it was a princess who was really tired, which was very obviously Sleeping Beauty. So I did this one here in Cali Art, alcohol markers as usual. Wanted to keep it pretty muted in the background, kind of the idea that Aurora is actually kind of goth, and that she has to dress up as like her pink princess girly personality when she's not at home. So kind of she passed out after doing a long day's work at Disney World or whatever. And you can see I like I added a little bit of tattoos here and there to make her look a little bit more hardcore. I gave her some piercings. Yeah, I had a whole lot of fun with this one. Yeah, and I think I was just using gel pen accents for the rest of it. This book is already a little bit grayscaled, so I didn't have to do any shading or anything like that. But this was a whole lot of fun. And then I did this page on my own of Ariel, the Little Mermaid. Just looked at a picture of her to kind of remember the color scheme of her outfit and then just went from there. And then the whole floor is done in the Jelly Roll glaze pens. Don't know if it's obvious or not, but I was really enjoying my glaze pens that month, so this was a fun one. And thank you again to Angelina for gifting me this book. Next up, we have this adorable book, Cupcakes by Coco Wyo. I think this is my first Coco Wyo book, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a birthday gift from Monai over at the Coloring Diva. Thank you so much, Monai. And I did a cute cupcake picture. Wanted to keep it with purples, greens, and pinks. I actually was kind of going for a pastel theme, but didn't really pan out with some of my color choices, but it was just really fun. It was just quick and easy while I was watching a movie, then added just a little bit of gel pen accents for the bubbles and stars and hearts. So I had a good time with this one. Okay, now we're getting into the batch of coloring that I did once I moved to my new apartment, which you'll hear about hopefully in an upcoming channel update video. But I did a page out of 50 Summer Miniatures by Camellia Angel Kova. This was a gift from the lovely Meg over at Meg's Art Atrium. And I did this page. So after I took like a minor hiatus from coloring, I felt like anything I was coloring just looked very ugly. Like I was out of practice, the colors just always looked wrong. So this was the first page where I really tried to get on track again with my coloring. I ended up looking at a color palette off Pinterest for inspiration, and this is kind of what I came up with. And I was just much happier with it. I needed a little boost to get me back into the swing of things. So I highly recommend looking at the color palettes on Pinterest if you just feel like lately your work's been kind of samey or you're just not finding as much inspiration. So this was very fun to do. We love these miniature books, don't we? Because they're just very quick and easy, but the result always looks really good. So I did this mostly with Cali art markers and then just a touch of metallic gel pen. That's about it. Thank you, Meg, for this book. Next up, we have 50 Ocean Miniatures by Camellia Angel Kova. When did this one come out? I know it was during the summer, wasn't it? Oh no, April. Okay, I got this in April, I guess. And did a few pages in here for the summer. I did this title page in big intensities with a little bit of metallic gel pen. This is one of the ones I was talking about where I just felt like the colors were uggo. But you know what? It was still fun. It's kind of the process that counts. And it doesn't look that bad, but it is just kind of weirdly coordinated. Oh yes, I remember this page. I did a tutorial, if you would like to call it that, on using a blender marker to do some of these gems. So I will link that up above if you want to check that video out using your blending marker. But then the rest of this was done also in Cali art markers, and then looks like I used my water-based glitter markers as well. So had a lot of fun with this one. Oh, I just love this page. This was a buddy color with Meg, my buddy color buddy, right? We did these two cute little otters. Wanted the colors to be a little bit more saturated or darker than usual, just because I always color water the same thing. So I decided to do this teal color a little bit. And I really like how it turned out. Very simple and sweet. Again, those were from 50 Ocean Miniatures. Next, we have 50 Jungle Miniatures by Camellia Angel Kova. I think this is the one that came out in the summer. And this was the first Happy Mail that I got at my new apartment. And this is from none other than Elizabeth, e.r.joy on Instagram. Go check her out. She's the sweetest, the funniest person. Always tries to do exposure therapy on me with butterflies, which I don't appreciate, Elizabeth. But what I do appreciate is this buddy color we did together. So we really liked the toucans, and this was another one where I was just not really thinking about the colors and just doing whatever came to me at the moment, which isn't always bad. Sometimes I just get hard on myself with some of the color choices, but I think it turned out really cute, and I had so much fun doing the buddy color with Elizabeth since she gifted me this book. So thank you again, Elizabeth. So I have this Sherry Baldy Coffee Besties book. I was so happy to receive this as Happy Mail from Danielle, Dani Buttons, and I did this page. This really spoke to me at the time. This is what I usually look like when I wake up, except way less cute. But yeah, I had so much fun doing this. Again, the colors are kind of all over the place, but I really enjoyed the process. just did Cali arts, and then I used a lot of the Jelly Roll Glaze on this page. So thank you again to Danielle for gifting me this book. This is actually the first Sherry Baldy picture that I've done. All right, we are getting into the pages that I've done in September. So I don't remember exactly the order in which I did these. I just know I did them all in September. So this is my second Color by Colors book by Kira Sherznova. This is Country Life. And I just thought a lot of these pictures looked really cute for fall. So that's why I went ahead and purchased it this month. And I did this cute page with Tau Tree markers. And I also did this page. So yeah, these are a whole lot of fun, really good to do while you're kind of multitasking, which is what I did. So I can't wait to work more out of this book. I think I showed you a good fall one with sunflowers. There's also these types of pages, just really good for fall. I also worked out of the Zen Master Fall Color by Number book. This book has thinner line work, but I find that kind of a good challenge. And with the thinner lines, I find that the Tau Tree markers work pretty well in here, just as long as you don't go all the way to the line so that it doesn't bleed over. But yeah, some of the colors can be a little bit weird. If you guys remember, some of the color names are just not super universal, but that kind of just means you can get a little creative with it, right? Which is what I did. So I did this page, the window, and then I also did this page. So yeah, these are good for just a little bit more of a challenging color by number. That was Zen Master Fall. All right, this is Whimsy Girls at Work by Hannah Lynn. And I did this back to school page. For this, I would say my usual Cali yards, gel pen, all that good stuff. But then the one thing that was unique is I did this skirt with washi tape, which is the first time I'd ever done that. I wasn't very good at it. Problem being that I don't have an X-Acto knife, so I was really trying to wing it. But hopefully it turned out okay. I think it's cute for the most part. So that was from Whimsy Girls at Work. Fall Friends by Deborah Muller. It's one of my favorite books that I don't get to work enough in, so I'm making it a goal for the next few months to really get a lot done in this book. I only got one done in September, so not sure how well that's going, but I absolutely adore this page. So I was kind of inspired by a skirt that I bought recently that looked terrible on me, but I really liked the skirt. So I decided to immortalize it by making it part of this coloring page. I kind of imagined this woman to be a witch that's just working on a farm. So I kind of have a little nod to that with her stockings. And yeah, I think it's a really cute page. I tried to do a little bit of doing a base color of marker and then going over with a darker color for the outline. Kind of, I see Heidi Hornsby do that all the time. She's like the master at doing that. So I definitely took inspiration from her for that. And not sure it was totally successful, but it definitely does give it a little bit more oomph than just straight marker. So yeah, this was super fun to do. Out of Fall Friends by Deborah Muller. I have another Camellia book, 50 Autumn Mandalas. This is one of her older ones, but I had never picked it up, and I just thought this was a great opportunity to do that, so I did pick it up in September, and I did quite a few in here. For her, kind of like her seasonal mandala books, I'm kind of been doing a little bit of alcohol marker, and then trying to do the rest in my Color It Glitter gel pens. I have so much fun doing that. And that's what I did with this. The middle part of the mandala, like the little picture, is done primarily in Tau tree markers. And then the items on the outside of the mandala are done in Color It Glitter gel pens, since I have so many colors of them. So that was a fun one. I also did this Scarecrow. And a lot of these were done for Dani Buttons' Patreon bingo. I will link her Patreon down below. If you don't already patronize her, is that the word? If you're not already a patron, I highly recommend it. The bingo boards are just so fun to do and really give you some good ideas of what to color that month. And I won't say what it was for, but this is for one of the bingo spots on her September board. So again, Tau tree markers and glitter gel pens on the outside. Lastly, this beautiful page. Was really feeling wine that day and just went at it with mostly gel pen, honestly. I don't use purple a lot, which is going to make some people mad, but for whatever reason, I just don't gravitate to it as much. So really wanted to showcase all the different purples. So that was a fun time. Again, 50 autumn mandalas. The last book of the month is 50 Safari Miniatures. This was Camellia's newest book, but she just came out with Halloween miniatures on October 1st. So already ordered that, but this was the newest prior to that. And this is one of my favorites yet in her miniature series. So I did a whole bunch when I first got it. I did these little meerkats, and I don't know why, I was just really feeling this like terracotta thing, which is what initially drew me to this page, was I wanted to color the terracotta. And then with the meerkats, I decided to do something different. If you can see, instead of coloring all the way in, I did just little lines. So it's definitely more of a illustrative technique, I guess. It doesn't look super realistic like normal fur would, but I just thought it was something fun rather than just doing this straight color. So I did that. And I honestly think this is one of my favorite pages I did in September. I just had a lot of fun. This was one of the first times I was doing that outlining in markers that I mentioned previously. And I just thought it turned out really cute on this door. Yeah, and I just did a limited color palette. This was still in early September, so I wanted to keep it a little bit more vibrant and fun, colors still reminiscent of summer. So yeah, I had a good time with that. This was the first page I think I did in this book. It just really drew my eye because of all of the art supplies, of course. So I had the idea of doing all of the stripes the same color as the art supplies, kind of with the idea that the zebra colored all of their stripes with the art supplies. So that was a lot of fun to do, very quick and easy, and kind of a different route of coloring a zebra since I didn't want to do just black and white. And lastly, this picture, I wanted to work on that outlining method a little more, still learning and getting better at it. But yeah, I think most of the things in this picture, I tried to do that outlining technique. And I think it's really cute. I wanted to challenge myself to do a picture that didn't really have any characters in it, and this was a lot of fun. And that is my last page. I forgot to count. I want to say it's probably like 30 pages or so. Nothing crazy like others can do, but I had a whole lot of fun doing these pages, and I'm looking forward to more coloring coming up with my favorite season, fall. Lots of fun fall coloring. All right, I am out of breath for some reason. I think because I'm getting too excited and I'm standing up. But thank you so much for joining me as I showed you 5 months of completed coloring pages. Look out for some upcoming videos where I give you an update on my channel and what I have been up to since we last spoke. Thank you for joining me, and we'll talk soon.